All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin. We've obviously, you guys would have probably already seen Jonathan's reaction. Now we've got Taryn. Both of the boys were at Stamford Bridge. Taryn, before we ask you for your reaction, I just want to quickly read out what Thomas Tuchel had to say just in summary. He was saying that, Chelsea overall played well, but we just pretty much forgot to score today. That's what it was. Like, we played well, just didn't score. He seems to be happy with the performance, just not with the finishing, of course. I mean, Taryn, how do you feel, man? I mean, obviously we spoke in the halftime. We talked about how we needed to finish things off. Premier League is any team in the Premier League is always good enough to at least get a goal back. How do you see that match, man?
I think missed chances, a similar thing we saw last season, the season before, in the Sarri season, with different groups of players, with different managers. I don't know what it is about Chelsea in the last few years, just missed chances. I'll just bring up one football quickly. Our shots today, 25 total shots, 4 shots on target, 20 shots inside the box, 20 inside the box, and 1 goal. Compared to Burnley, who had 3 shots inside the box and 1 goal. So if we had Chris Wood up front today, he could have had. It was just a poor game overall. I think the first half we were scintillating, in my opinion. We didn't get the finishing. We even spoke about this at half time. Our one-touch passing. Reece James looks like the English Cafu right now. He looks absolutely amazing.
Man of the match.
Yeah, we'll talk about Reece James. Yeah, the first half was scintillating. We created a lot of chances. We were playing quick play. But the second half, you could feel it in the stadium. The intensity was sucked out of us. It looked like we were trying to defend too much, not focusing on our attack. The changes, in my opinion, weren't correct. I think Loftus-Cheek playing.
It's too late as well. The changes.
Yeah. Mason Mount in the 80th minute when we need a goal. You can't wait for the other team to score before you make your changes.
Yeah.
You should be making these. We discussed this. Barkley should have been off in the 60th minute. We should have brought on Mason Mount and Pulisic earlier, and we could have got a second goal instead of we're talking about a 1-1 now. So, yeah, missed chances in the Premier League is calling for danger, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. I mean, it feels like I know. I was just checking out Twitter, Taryn, and a lot of people are saying, let's not overreact. But I have to be honest, Taryn. I don't want to overreact, but this was a game that was winnable. Like, we should be winning that 2-3-0. We had the chances. We should be putting away. And I felt like at times some of our players are a bit casual. They're not. You need to be thriving. You need to show the ambition that if you're chasing for the title, you have to show so much hunger. I know Havertz got the goal, but there was another shot in the first half where he was through and he skied it. And I feel like, man, those are the ones that you got to connect, man. And also, let's not forget Ross Barkley inside the box. You got to, man, you don't even start for us. And this was your chance to show that Thomas Tuchel, maybe you need to give me some more starts. You've just shown him why he doesn't start you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, Taryn, what do you got to say, man? I mean, because Liverpool and City, they're not going to do these mess-ups too often. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I do kind of agree with that. But if you look at it from the other side of that, we always make this joke at least once per stream, other side of the coin. Man City last week, really poor, drop points. Crystal Palace lost 2-0. Liverpool drew to Brighton. And let me say, they got absolutely dominated by Brighton. I feel like this season, we've really improved, in my opinion, in not conceding silly chances and not be able to score against low blocks. I know Norwich is a silly example, but Newcastle last week, we've actually had games of season where we've really performed against teams that are really dropping deep. For me, this was actually a blip. That's how I'm seeing it. Liverpool, they drew to Brighton. They couldn't beat us with 10 men at home. Man City drew to Southampton. They really dominated Man United today, but they have had some difficult results this season. For me, this was the one game where I've seen us struggle to convert chances this season. But still, our tactics look very promising, in my opinion. Reece James does not stay as a wide right wing back. Today, he was dribbling inside. He was taking on people. He was powering past people. So I'm going to look at this as a blip. We have Leicester coming up. That result, if we can beat them at the King Power, it can put us back in a good frame of mind. Getting ready for a tough run of fixtures with Man United in there, Everton away in there, Juventus in there. It will be difficult. I mean, the last 7 games...
after the international break, it's quite difficult, Taryn, actually. Got some tough matches coming up.
Exactly, but these 7 games we just had, we wanted 21 points in total. The 2 Malmo games, we're playing 3 relegation teams in the relegation zones and some other easy fixtures. But with 1 draw and 6 wins, To be honest, I will take that.
Yeah,
Burnley
you take
at home
that.
can be a hard game at times. Burnley, I thought, defended well in the second half. Their counter-attacks look very threatening. Cornet nearly got away a few times in the second half. So I'm not going to over-exaggerate, but we will look at these. Thomas Tuchel will come back stronger against Leicester, and we will take our chances with Lukaku back, hopefully.
Just your thoughts on the title chase. I've always said that we're definitely in the mix. There's no doubt about that. We're definitely in the mix. But do you have us as favourites, or do you think City and Liverpool still are just a touch ahead of us in these sort of situations? I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Again, a different opinion again, and you could say I'm deluded and biased, but at this stage in time, I say our form against the big teams. Man City was one of our only kind of poor performances against the big teams this season. We have performed well. Our defensive structure is built for a title race, in my opinion. We've shown this season that we can take our chances. We can smash teams. We can win games that are hard. This game was a blip. Like I said, Liverpool have had a blip. City have had a blip. City this season, I feel like they haven't been as good as last year, in my opinion. Last year, after that kind of start that was kind of poor, they were dismantling teams. They weren't conceding goals. Now I see, Ruben Dias sometimes losing his position. Edison does not look like he has the same motivation with, 3 Premier League titles to his name. And Liverpool, yeah, Van Dijk is still coming back from injury. He doesn't look like the same monster he was before. Silly mistakes against Brighton last week. So I would say Chelsea are favourites. We've shown that we can take chances. We have a world-class manager. We have a world-class defence. So I will say we're still favourites. But if we go out and lose to Leicester next week, then it could change, in my opinion.
Let's wrap things up with Reece James' conversation. For me, he was the most outstanding Chelsea player. Obviously, Kai Havertz with the goal, but even with the goal, after that, he grew into the match. There were a few things that I liked. He was pressing well at times. There was sometimes he didn't hold up the ball well enough, or his control wasn't good enough. But for me, Reece James probably was the outstanding player. Kante had a very good game in midfield as well. But Taryn, this particular player, goals, assists, just racking it up right now. I mean, how important is he to our setup? I feel like he's one of our most important players.
Yeah, he's definitely been our best player over the last 3 games, I'd say. Newcastle last week, he was absolutely fantastic. But in this game today, I don't know what is about him. He seems like he has more license to take people on now. When he is more central, we know he plays central midfield at Wigan. He's comfortable in the central area. So that's why he's perfect as an inverted fullback. He knows how to play in the middle. He can play out wide. So he kind of knows the different movements and different spatial awareness. So today he was taking on people. He was bodying people. He was winning fouls. Like I said earlier, he's acting like the English Cafu right now. He's faultless. The 2 goals last week. The assist, like I said, from my angle, the assist, I couldn't really see it perfectly. But looking at it back on Twitter, it was absolutely beautiful. Over 2 English absolute Brexit defenders into Havertz, and he got the goal. So it was a beautiful performance from him. If he can continue on with these games alongside Chilwell on the other side, it will be important, because we always talk about our goals from midfield are quite poor. Let's not forget, Tuchel thinks of his wing-backs as midfielders. So if we can get some more goals from them, and Reece James, again, was a 7 goal contributions this season after 7 and 8 games as a fullback. Oh, it is absolutely superb. So yeah, continue this on with Reece James. I think he is by far one of our most important players. If he continues on, goals, assists, defensive work, great strength, interchanging in positions, he's one of our best players right now, and I can't really fault him. He is our man of the match today as well, in my opinion.
100%. Man, Taryn, look, it looks like quite windy, quite cold, quite rainy. It is what it is. It's a disappointing draw, but we can't be winning everything. And we're still going to be ahead, regardless of what happens with Liverpool tomorrow. Obviously, City won. We're still going to be ahead going into this international break, and let's see what happens after that. Taryn, have a safe, travel back home, and hope to see you very soon on the channel again. Thank you so much.
See you later. Thank you.
Take care.